All right, here we go. We're going to write a jazz drum part. So let's do a few things first. The different spaces and lines will change different parts of the drum. So, for example, that line there is a kick drum. That's a snare, hi-hat up here, ride cymbal on this line. Toms go on these ones here. A hi-hat pedal is down here. So that's with your foot like that. It's with your foot, so it's down low on the stave as such. That kind of makes sense. Sometimes these systems are different depending on where in the world or who taught you. So you sometimes got to check. But that's the pretty basic one. Something else when writing drum parts is that the note heads matter. So, for example, the cross is different to a circle. They're different sounds. You can get triangles. You can get all sorts of things. You can get crosses with a circle, that kind of stuff. So that's something to be aware of. And when writing your drum parts, you also write it in parts. So what that means is that, like a soprano part in a choir part, you put the stems up for the hi-hat and cymbals, and you put the stems down, I guess, pretty much for everything else. Okay. Well, we'll go back. So stems down for these parts. I hope that makes sense there. You'll see as we write them what I mean there. It's just to separate it out so it makes it a bit easier to read. Okay, let's do this question. Write a suitable jazz drum part. If someone drills something. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. Here we go. So, the first thing we're going to write the swing pattern, the classic ting, ting, ta ting, ting, ta ting. So, we might do that on the hi-hat. Ting, ting, ta ting. Ting, ting, ta ting. We might need to write a style. So, tempo, 120, swing, something like that. Now we want the hi-hat pedal to go on 2 and 4. So, ting, ting, ting. So right under 2 and 4, we want to, right under these ones, we want to put the hi-hat pedal, which would be like that. And then, I mean, that's probably a swing pattern that will do. You can put a little click in, so you might want to go ting, ting, ta ting, click, ting, ting, ta ting, click. So we do that with a cross on the snare line here. Usually you don't put the feathered kick drum in, so you wouldn't do that. So you might put the rest in this part. So it's a rest, then the note. Let's say, for example, we wanted to put a snare hit in. Then we would need to do that and join it up to that. Something like that. So that is a standard swing pattern if we just get rid of, if you were to get rid of this one here. Oh, where am I going? Don't put that in and you've got a standard swing pattern. Now, include this repeat here, the como sopra repeat. So what that is it's just saying that we want to play the same drum pattern over and over again, but we don't want to write it over and over again. We don't need to. We're just saying, hey, play that pattern for a certain amount of time. So that looks like this. You put that in. That means repeat the pattern before. And you might put that repeat bar in for, I don't know, 20 bars, 24 bars. So to help drummers know how many times you've repeated it, you usually put it above the top. So you'd go, here I've only done, it's only 2 bars. But this could have a lot. This could be 24 or however many repeats you put in. Now the next option is to put a slash marks. So slash marks mean like that. Very similar to the repeat. Repeat what's happened before. You can add your own flair. I'm not too fussed. Do a bit of your own thing. The advantage of this is then you can put some rhythmic figures. So if the brass or the horns or the piano are doing something and you want the drummer to also do that, while playing their swing pattern, you can write a rhythm up the top. So you could go hey, can you please play this rhythm for me as well? Something like that. And it doesn't actually have to be a full 4 beats in the bar. You could leave it like that and they'll understand that. You could put a rest in there if you'd like to, but you don't need to put extra notes in if you don't want to. It can look a bit messy. You could, in this example, probably leave out that and that, as long as it's perfectly aligned with these ones, the slashes, then the drummer would know what to do. And then the last option is, if I wanted, in what I've just shown you, the drummer still plays his ting, ting to ting pattern while just emphasizing these beats. But you might actually want the drummer to play actual hits. So he goes rest, hit, rest, hit. You don't need to write the actual notes for the drummer. He can work out what's stylistically appropriate. So we actually just write these hits. So the same bar with actual hits would be like this. A little bit messy, but we're saying that actually play a rest, then hit something, then a little rest, and then hit something, rather than play along the whole time. That bar there could also be, so usually it would be across the F line. I'm not sure if I can get rid of that, but usually, I might have done that in the wrong spot. Usually you'd do it that way, like that, going across this line here. Okay, that's it. That's how you do a swing jazz thing.